Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna talk about the channel mixer, which is one of the less commonly used color tools in Photoshop. It's really, really powerful, meaning that you can make some crazy huge color shifts in your image. And most of the time when I'm using channel mixer, I'm usually making like special color effects, like taking my background color and making it like purple and making my subject yellow and like just kind of doing like crazy out there stuff that may look good on like an album color cover or some graphic design like poster art and things like that. So you can do subtle things with the channel mixer, but I find where it like really fits in with all these other color tools is for doing like more outrageous, like these big color shifts. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to do it. We're gonna open up our image. Let's just go to our, there we go, sample images. And here we're on channel mixer. Got a real cool picture of a guy hanging out. I really like this picture. So let's go ahead and open up our channel mixer. I'm gonna go to my adjustment layers. Here we are in our channel mixer. There we go. And we're gonna start off by noticing a few things. One is we have our output channel, so red, green, and blue, okay, RGB. And in your red channel, you're gonna see that your reds are already at 100%, which makes sense. Now I can lower the reds in my red channel and it's gonna push my image towards cyan. Remember, red and cyan are opposites of one another. Now, I can also add green, there we go, to my red channel. So what this is gonna do is it's basically gonna take the greens that are in my image and push them towards my red channel. This is gonna take the blues in my image and push them towards the red channel. Really cool. I can go back the other way and it's gonna take the blues in my image and push them towards cyan. And we can take the greens in our image and push those towards cyan as well. Okay, let's go ahead and undo that. Same thing with the green channel. You know, here we're gonna add more greens. Here we're gonna add more magentas. There we go. And then I can take the reds in my image and then add more greens and magenta. You wanna keep in mind that red, green, and blue, check out our color wheel, red, green, and blue are being combined to make literally every color, right? So when I do reds here, you can see it's affecting the sky, but there is some red in the sky. So that makes sense. That's kind of how the channel mixer works. You can choose your different color channels and then say, okay, my blue channel, you pretty much leave that where it is. The green channel, I can shift that towards blue if I'd like, or shift it towards green. And these are like, they are pretty useful. I just don't find myself doing much color work with the channel mixer like this, because basically you can get really similar results using curves and levels. And to me, that just tends to make a little bit more sense. Also, it can be just a little bit tricky to kind of get the hang of the channel mixer. But where I do really like the channel mixer is for doing those like special outrageous effects that we talked about. And it's actually really cool for black and white. So let's go ahead and show you guys those special outrageous color effects. So let's start by just kind of resetting this. Now, here on the bottom, you're gonna see your constant. And we're gonna start off in our blue channel. And as I push this to the right, we're gonna see it's basically gonna take our image over with blues. I go to the left and it's gonna take our image over with yellows. So as I start to adjust the constant in my different channels and start to adjust what's going on here in my color channels, you start to get some really, really interesting color effects that surprisingly, it's hard to get these type of coloring effects using different tools other than the channel mixer. So for really just creating, you know, like stunning like poster art and things like that, I'm a person who likes intense, fun color like this. I think it's really cool. This is one of the primary uses that I have for the channel mixer. So let's make a new layer. I'm just gonna make a stamp visible there so we can come back to it. Let's do a couple other variations because to me, this is one of the best like play around tools in Photoshop, honestly, because you really can get, I mean, that looks pretty cool too. You know, you see a lot of this stuff in like fashion when, you know, you see like some pretty intense coloring going on. And if you want to go intense as far as coloring is concerned, then my friend, the channel mixer is for you. That looks pretty cool. And there we go. So for those different looks, I do recommend working with the constant. See, it's really interesting. We've got like these reds that are popping into our shadows here. Just really interesting stuff. Don't forget you can mask these. So I'm gonna invert the layer mask and then, you know, kind of paint this here on the shadows of the jacket and stuff like that. You see these type of effects, by the way, quite a bit, especially in fashion, like manufacturers like Louis Vuitton, and there was an ad with Madonna, and it was a Louis Vuitton ad, and they did this kind of stuff all over the place. Just like add really cool color shifts into the shadows. You see it a lot. So for stylization, again, the channel mixer is really, really cool. So let's say you come to a color shift that you like. You're like, wow, this is a cool color shift. I'm gonna apply this to all my images. And then, you know, you can lower the opacity too. So like you don't have to go, you know, all out. So let's just apply, we'll say, I want to apply this to all of my photos from here forth. You can do whatever you want. We're gonna click up here and I'm gonna go to Save Channel Mixer Preset. Okay, and I'll just call it Errand Favorite. All right, so we can load up new images and we'll have a preset ready and waiting for us. And keep in mind, I did this like pretty strong. If you want to go, maybe we'll go to our red channel and just do some like kind of a little bit more subtle adjustments with our red channel. There we go. All right. Now keep in mind, I did a pretty strong effect. Let's do a little bit more of a subtle effect and see how that works. So let's go to, I'm gonna go to our blue channel, just pull this down, and then I'm gonna pull the blues up a little bit. There we go. And then let's go to our red channel. And I'm gonna pull that down, but then just add a little bit more reds in there. That's kind of an interesting look there. So let's make that visible and invisible. It's a little bit much on the greens. I'm gonna go to my green channel and just pull down our greens just a tiny bit. And there we go. And that looks pretty cool there. And let's just push our constant down a tiny bit. There we go. All right, so for a more subtle effect, we can load that into our channel mixer as well. Just go where it says preset. Sorry, you wanna click right here and go to, all right, we'll just call it Errand Favorite 2. So you can have these loaded up and just apply them to your images, which is really fun. All right, so channel mixer, super powerful, really fun, and I like that you can create presets. Now the other place a channel mixer is really great is for creating black and white photos. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to do those. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this invisible. I'm gonna create a new channel mixer. There we are. And in this case, I'm just gonna click on monochrome, which makes our image black and white. And we have a few presets that are loaded with Photoshop. So we could have like black and white infrared with a blue filter, green filter, all kinds of interesting things. There we go, with our black and white. And of course you can go in here and make any adjustments that you want with each individual. There we go. You're stuck to gray as your output channel now, but you still have your options to make it lighter and darker and adjust the luminosity based on each of these color channels. So still quite a bit of power here. And for creating black and whites, I really do think that the channel mixer is a great way to make black and whites because you can adjust on a per channel basis. All right, and we've got a really great black and white tutorial coming out literally right after this one comes out. And that's a pretty nice black and white. I actually like that quite a bit. So keep that in mind when you're working with the channel mixer as well. All right, I know we just covered a lot. In summary, channel mixer can give you really strong effects, which are super cool for like graphic type presentations. You can also go a little bit more subtle with them, things that have really nice applications in like fashion images, for instance. I mentioned that Louis Vuitton Madonna photo shoot. You can look it up if you'd like. And also for black and white photos. Does a really, really cool job and just gives you a lot of power for your black and whites. All right, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you in the next one.